welcome back to the Wedding Buzz. It's your host, Sydney, and today I have Jenny Byrd on. She's a Latin Grammy-nominated lead singer of the Details Band and the director of sales and experience at Good Musicians Live, bringing over 18 years of expertise in luxury event entertainment. Her artistry has even made it onto its way to Netflix and Hulu. I'm so excited to dive in. Thank you for joining me, Jenny.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, tell me, for those listening, like we've met before, but we don't know each other super well. So I'm very excited to dive in and learn more. I did a little research on you, but I wanted to save a lot of questions for the actual podcast. So tell me like about music. How did you first fall in love with music?
Yeah, so music has sort of followed me around my entire life. I come from a family that is Latino, so we have a lot of, salsa, merengue. All of our special events are centered around the party, but specifically the music and the dancing.
Yeah.
So it's been a big cultural influence, right? In my,
Did I read that you were Cuban?
I am Cuban. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
My mom's side's Cuban.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
So from a very young age, I just had a passion for music, and I went to a high school that was a magnet program in South Miami.
Okay.
So I studied music there as like a young adult. And then after that, I went on to just start a live band and joined a company and started what we call like paying our dues in the music industry. So I would just, work 3 nights a week at a bar in like downtown Miami with my band, or like around here. Actually, it's a pretty popular bar, and I think you guys had one up here in West Palm Beach as well.
What is
It was Blue Martini. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
I think that the location here closed down, but I worked at Blue Martini for like ever, what felt like forever. And then
Doing gigs, like
doing
singing?
gigs,
Okay.
yeah, like all night, like up on the stage, sweating, just what we like paying my dues, literally.
Yeah.
And then, doing weddings on the weekends. And at that time, it was, a few here and there, maybe one a month. But over time, I started realizing, man, I really like this and I'm good at it. And like any young person, like I like being good at something. It makes me feel good about myself.
I don't even know if that's just young people.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody.
Period. Yeah. So, that kind of sort of showed me my love for this industry and for weddings and music in general. And that's sort of how I ended up where I am today.
That's awesome. That's amazing. So you have your own band,
I do.
and then you also work for Good Muse. What was it
Good
called?
Musicians That Live.
Good Musicians Live. So tell me, do you want to talk about your own band?
We can talk about both, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So my band is called the Details Band.
Yeah.
And we are one of the featured collections on Good Musicians Live. So think of Good Musicians Live as the company, and then we have different collections to choose from. The company itself, I'm the director of sales and experience for.
Okay.
So when a client wants to book entertainment for their wedding or their private function or their corporate party, they would send us an email, and I'm usually the person to respond, me or someone on my team. And we, figure out what it is that they're looking for. My band, the Details Band, is one of the options that's available on that sort of drop-down menu. And my band is a live band, and we sort of specialize in like 90s, early 2000s, nostalgic music. Take me back to high school where I'm like screaming with the windows down in my car, some really good deep cuts.
Nice.
And what sort of sets my band specifically apart is we try to do like an even deeper cut, right? If you want to hear Wonderwall, I'll play Wonderwall, but I'd rather play Champagne Supernova. And these are both like Oasis, right?
Okay.
So Champagne Supernova is the deeper cut. If you want to hear Mr. Brightside at weddings, which has been very, very popular recently.
It has been.
It's not my favorite because it just feels overdone at this point.
Yeah.
I want to play When You Were Young, which is another Killer's really amazing song. So our company, as in general, tries to take it a little deeper and get to that
like those who
feel good.
know.
No, exactly.
I think it was Mr. Brightside. Someone on my team, which I think she's 23. So she's a little young maybe to know that. But I was like, and she was like, what is this? I was like, The Killers. And she's like, what's that? I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah, I've noticed that in the industry right now. Like, I'm 35, so my indie girl, like, emo heart
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily translate to the newer generation, and
Mhm.
that's why I think it's important to have younger folks on your team too that
Yeah.
are really in it and are
Yeah.
going to young people's weddings and have an idea and a sense of, like, what the culture is becoming. Because all of my friends are already married. We did that, and the Mr. Brightsides of the world were very popular during that time,
Mhm.
but that doesn't necessarily translate today,
Mhm.
and we're very lucky that we have folks on our team that are, like, really dedicated to, like, knowing about new music that's coming out. They're involved in, like, young people's lives. They wanna get to know, like, what's relevant today
Yeah.
because I don't wanna get left behind as an industry
No.
professional.
No, but I will say I really have brides of all ages.
Yeah.
I feel like I would think that I have, like, a lot of, like, super young 20s,
Mhm.
and I have a few, but I have a lot that are, like, 28, 29, 30, even, like, 31, 32. I feel like a lot of my couples are, waiting a little bit
Mhm.
longer. I've even had a few in their 40s.
Yeah,
It's it's probably good to have, like you said, like, a well-rounded team and, like,
exactly.
you love your niche of music, but then, like, you have other people on the team that love, you know,
Yeah,
the
and
newer stuff or even the older stuff.
yeah, and even different collections and different things to choose from. Like maybe that's the thing. Like the pendulum does swing really wide when it comes to our clients. Like I've
Mhm.
got young, 21, 22, 23-year-old brides, and we have couples in their 40s and 50s. In fact, I have one coming up soon.
Yeah.
And that does change the demographic of the music, right? And
Mhm.
because their friends and their families will be usually around that same
Yeah.
age, right? So they all have a different version of nostalgia to them.
Mhm.
That's why part of our system for talking to our clients is having an introductory call where we kind of figure out, is this a good fit? Are we a good fit?
Mhm.
Is what you're asking for a good fit? Or do we have something that might be a better fit?
Mhm.
And we chat with them and go like, what is your expectation? What's your vision? How do you
Yeah.
want it to look? How do you want it to feel? What sort of songs inspire you? And then we go from there.
Yeah.
So sometimes we have folks that come to us and they know exactly what they want. And we're like, hey, yeah, we've got that. Or no, we don't have that.
Mhm.
And if they don't know what they want, that's a broader conversation and we show them options, basically.
Yeah. No, that's really good, and it's I've had a bride recently who, on her like, when we were doing her final meeting, she made a giant do not playlist. And we're like, "So what do you want us to play?" And so it's important to be able to, like, kind of read them and because they don't always know what they want to play
That's right.
or, or she was like, "I love, like, sad music." We're like, "Well, let's not play that."
Oh, not sad music
Yeah.
on your wedding.
Yeah. I'm like, "Well, I don't know if your guests wanna dance to sad music."
Yeah,
So
probably not.
it's great that you are, like, well-rounded in it and that you're a team and when you're working with good musicians, people can come to you and be like, "We like this," or "We like that," and then you can recommend the different
Yeah. As a
options that
general
you
rule of
have.
thumb, like if you're going to give me a humongous do not play list, I need an equally humongous playlist because I
That's
need
good
to
thought.
be informed.
Yeah.
You
It's like
can't just tell me what you don't like. I need to know what you do like,
mhm.
right?
Like, what do you like? Um, so
Yeah.
you've played all sorts of different gigs.
Hmm.
Do you like weddings specifically? Like,
Yeah.
how are they different?
So I would say weddings are by far my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, by far. And I feel like a lot of musicians don't necessarily feel that way because they'd rather be like at a bar, like playing their own original tunes.
Mhm.
And there's a time and a place for that too. And I do enjoy that as well. But something about the energy of being in a room where like everyone is supporting each other, you're there to
Yeah.
celebrate love,
Yeah.
right? Everyone's on their best behavior. Everyone,
Mhm.
well, we would hope, right? You
We'd
come,
hope.
yeah, we've seen some things, I'm sure,
For sure.
some horror
For
stories.
sure.
But honestly, when you have a ton of people in the room that have a common goal, which is to support a couple and to just be by their sides and to be happy for them, that joy is infectious in the room.
Yeah.
And I get to do that every single weekend. And it's
Yeah.
made me like a romantic of life.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I have like a rosy colored sort
Colored
of
glasses.
look on life now. And I think maybe I just romanticize everything in general. I like
Yeah.
to make things beautiful. I like to make things feel joyful. And there's something about weddings, like the particularness of it, how it's
Mhm.
like special to every
Mhm.
couple.
Yeah,
To me, that's beautiful. And
it
I love
is.
what you do, right? I love being a part of a bigger picture,
Yeah,
and that's like an important thing to me. So.
it is. I mean, I love it, and I'm such a, like, hopeless romantic person, and I'm here for all, like, the cheesiness, and
Me too.
it's like, I really don't get tired of the weddings. I I love when people do, like, maybe I get tired of, like, the same white flowers, and I'm like, "Let's do something more bold," but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, I love what I do, and even sometimes there's gonna be frustrating moments, but when it's like when I send that bride down the aisle and it's
Mhm.
like, "You did it," like,
Yeah.
it's special every single time. Every time, like, the
Mhm.
father of the bride gives a speech or something, it's like, I still, like, tear up. Like, it's special every
Yeah.
time, and I love that our hard work is going towards something that's going to be memorable for someone, like, hopefully their whole
Yeah,
life.
that's the goal.
Um,
And if let's say she does want the same white flowers, like if that's what's gonna make you
I had
happy,
white flowers in my wedding,
yeah,
like, no hate on white flowers, just
absolutely. If it makes you happy, let's go for it,
yeah.
gun ho. I'm here for making you happy. Love, people, more
Mhm.
love.
If they wanna play the Bruno Mars, like, let's play the Bruno Mars.
Fine. If I must, I will.
If I must. Are you over those
I
songs?
am. At this point, if I'm being honest, I only play them if they're specifically requested.
Okay.
I've seen them these days on most people's do not playlists. Like
Yeah.
the Uptown Funks, the Treasures, those are
Yes.
gone,
Yep. They're overplayed. So
Right.
does your band, The Details, how many people are in that band?
Our band grows and shrinks.
Fluctuates, yeah.
Yeah, as and our smallest capacity is me and my husband, and we have the Details band duo.
Okay.
And it's him on guitar and vocals and looping, and I play percussion and sing.
Okay.
So it sounds like four people, but we're two, and
Okay.
it sounds really, really full. So at the smallest we get is a duo, and then the largest we have is I have a wedding coming up in a couple weeks, and it's 13 pieces. And so
Okay.
we
So The
have
Details is 13.
yeah, the details
Okay.
is I guess I should maybe I need to rebrand, but the details is me and my husband. And
Okay.
then that grows and we add people to our team. And now it's always the same people to our team. So like the
Gotcha.
13-piece band doesn't look different. It's always the
Yeah.
same
No,
13-piece
just
band.
sometimes it's different variations of it.
Correct. Yeah. And
No, that
so
makes sense. So, like, the steady is you and your husband are the
mhm.
focal point of it, and then
Yeah, we're the
sometimes it
singers and he's the guitar player and I'm
yeah.
the MC. And then it grows from there.
Nice.
So people can say, I really just want like a four-piece and we can do that. Or they might say, I want, three horns and a fiddle player and we can do that too.
Very
So
cool. Very cool. So, how do you feel, hiring a band versus hiring, like, a DJ?
it
Uh,
depends to me on what your intention is, right?
mhm.
So if you're a person that really likes like deep house music, there are limitations to that with a live band,
Okay.
and you might wanna just have a DJ for that. If you know that your guests are gonna wanna, like, rave at the end of the night, like, you want, like, a huge, insane
I
glow
had
stick.
I had one wedding that, like, the last 30 minutes was just, like, Skrillex. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah, cool. I mean,
we are raving.
I'm
Okay."
so down, like, I wanna go to that wedding, you know?
I was like, "Okay, let's"
But I
not
don't
my
yeah.
thing exactly, but, like, here for
Yeah.
it, you know?
Yeah. I wanna be there, but I don't wanna be the person responsible in the band for doing that because it's impossible to replicate.
Yeah.
And it's just not the same. And what we want is for the client to get what they want, right?
Right.
So it depends on what they want and what their vision is. If they
Mhm.
tell me, this is the kind of music we like, and I see that it's all like house music, I'm going to recommend a DJ and then possibly incorporate some live elements
Like a
to it.
fusion.
Exactly. So with Good Musicians Live, we do offer fusion bands, or we don't call them fusion. We call them our hybrid bands.
Hybrid,
So
okay.
yeah, so DJ hybrid bands, and they're called rave for a nonstop
Nice.
party.
Yeah. No, I do love that because when a band is really good, it can be good. If a band is not that good, it could be really bad
Right.
really fast.
Absolutely.
And so when people are, like, on the fence of, like, do I want a band? Do I want a DJ? I'm like, I love a hybrid option.
Hmm.
I love having the option of, like, playing an original track
Yeah.
the way, like, that a DJ can, but I also love the entertainment aspect of, like, you know, DJs are amazing, but often they, like, hide in their little booth and then,
Yeah,
like, that's it.
exactly.
And so I love having people on the stage and stuff. It's another level of interaction.
Mhm.
And this isn't a hate on I love DJs, and just some do it better than others, and it's different. So I'm a big fan of the hybrids because I'm like, you get best of both worlds.
Yeah, it can really feel that way. Honestly, that's one thing about live music that it's so dependent and contingent on what sorts of styles make you feel good.
Yeah.
Now, I love a DJ, don't get me wrong, but to me, I'm a big believer in energy in the room, and
Yeah.
you really don't get energy without live instruments, like people
Mhm.
in the room dancing, having a good time. When you can physically see a band having a good time,
Yeah.
it makes you have a good
Yeah,
time.
when the people are, like, dancing, it does. I recently had it was a DJ, like, just a DJ, but he had a separate MC.
Mhm,
And even that alone of that guy
mhm.
standing in the front, he got off the stage and got into the crowd, onto the dance floor. Like, even that alone,
Yeah,
like, was such a drastic difference.
mhm.
And so that's what I do love about bands is that people feed off of the energy.
Abs
It's more people than just one DJ. It's more people, more energy, and
Yeah.
it really creates that party. So,
Right. One way that we bridge the gap with our company is we offer live bands, but whenever our band takes a break, we offer live DJ services during the breaks.
oh, cool.
So that way it's not just like a iPod playlist just kind of going there and you
Yeah.
lose the steam that you've been building up, right?
Mhm.
So instead we have our bands take a break, but our DJ is still there to be able to play, like
Fine.
whatever it is that
Yeah.
maybe a band isn't able to play, like a deep house mix or like Skrillex or
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah. And that's, like, no hate on I love DJs. I do. I think
Oh, me too. We
I
have
love
a ton of them
both.
on our team,
It
and
just
they're
depends
excellent.
on what you're looking for and what your budget is.
Exactly. That's right.
That's a big one. Um, so I would like, when I was reading online, like, I saw something that the Details is known for taking live requests. Do you
Yeah.
have, like, a favorite story or, um, something that, like
Yeah. I mean, so we have a residency at the Hard Rock, my
okay.
husband and I as our duo, and our whole show that night it's on Sundays and Mondays, and our entire show is live requests. So we just, like, pick the brains of the crowd, and we've been doing this for 12 years.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
Yeah, and we've had this residency for 12 years, so that means that
The Fort Lauderdale Hard Rock?
yeah, in, like, the
The
Guitar
guitar?
Hotel
Oh,
at
that's
one
so
of
cool.
it's inside the steakhouse, it's called the Council Oak, and my husband and I do Sundays and Mondays there. And what we do is, like, over those 12 years, we've gotten so many different kinds of requests. It's really pushed us to, like, diversify our playlist, and so we
Yeah,
have some obscure stuff on there, and if we don't know the exact song, we might know something else by the artist. So it's kind of a
yeah.
fun game
Gosh,
that
you have to
keeps
know
us
so much
so much,
music.
yeah. Yeah, it keeps us on our toes. We're learning music constantly, like, we're never stagnant, we're always learning new songs. But, yeah, I would say our playlist is thousands of songs deep. Mine is probably at least 1,000, my husband's as well, so
Yeah.
and we cover different ground, like, I'm Latina and I grew up in Miami, so
Mhm.
I love, like, 90s R&B and a little emo in there, and then,
Yeah.
of course, like, Latin crossover and
Yeah.
hip hop, like, that's what I grew up with, and my husband is from South Carolina, so
Okay.
he's got classic rock and country music and blues. So
So
it's a
together you guys
big
cover a lot.
yeah,
You're like, "I'm gonna teach you the Latina music, and he can
we
teach you
cover a
some
lot of ground.
country or
That's
something."
right.
As far as booking a band, how far in advance would you say couples, like, should start looking into a band?
Yeah, so, it depends, right? Because all of our you know this well as a planner. Every decision you make informs the next decision, right?
Mhm.
So if you know that you want a live band, you have to find a venue that has live band capabilities. I've seen venues that don't allow it, or they're just not large enough, or they're not set up for it in terms of power, things like that. The only thing really that I would say we need as a band to know is the location of your wedding. Like, we need to know where we're going
Mhm.
and what their capabilities are in terms of hosting us as a live band.
Mhm.
Everything else doesn't really matter. So I would say um, get your venue and then get your band and have both of those things in mind, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, I mean, there's never too early. I have couples that have on their books like a year and a half out, even 2 years out. And then I've got couples that contact us and they're like, "Hey, my wedding's next month." We're
Mhm.
like, "Okay, let's see what we can do." It's never too early, but I would say
But
at
sometimes it's
least
too late.
yeah, it can be. It can be.
Sometimes it's
But
too
I would
late.
say get your venue and then get your band.
No, that makes sense, and the power thing and the space and the staging and all of that is very important. Start early
I just think
is
the music is really the next most important thing because we have sort of the power to make or break the event.
Mhm.
If the food is cold, it's you're still getting fed, but if the music is bad, you lose them. You lose the
Yeah.
vibe, and it's just a damper on the night.
Oh, I have been to a wedding with a band and everyone, like, just went outside, and I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, there's nobody in here. That's
and that's not fun for
awkward."
anybody, right?
No,
Like,
it's not fun for
it's not fun
anybody.
for the band either. Like, we want to be informed, and we want to know what you want to hear and what your guests want to hear, and make it
Yeah,
fun for when you're having fun. We're having fun, and when we're
yeah.
having fun, you're having fun.
What would you suggest for couples, like, when they're researching bands? Like, what are some good questions to kind of figure out, is this a good band? Is this the right band for me?
Yeah, I would say be very, very specific about your expectations and ask all of the questions, right?
Mhm.
The last thing we want is for someone to, overpromise and underdeliver,
Mhm.
or, best case scenario, you overdeliver and
Yeah.
underpromise. But yeah, I would say be specific about what you don't want, be specific about what you do want, how you want it to look, how you want it to feel. Um, talk if you don't know which direction to go in, talk about what you want it to feel like with someone who's in a band or specifically in the band that you're trying to hire, and ask them practical questions like, what would you do in this scenario? Or what are some songs that you think you could suggest if I'm stuck on my, bridal entrance? Or
Mhm.
what is a good last song of the night that you've been seeing that folks are really enjoying? And that will give you a sense of the band that you're
Yeah.
working with,
Are
right?
they able to answer these questions? Are they able to help you? And
Exactly. And are they answering them in a way that is authentic and makes sense for you,
yeah.
right? As the person that's going to be spending money, really hard earned money for a product that you want to share with your friends and family.
Mhm. Um, what would you say the biggest mistakes are that couples make when, like, planning their wedding music?
Not asking enough questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just assuming that we're mind readers and that I know exactly what you want, and then showing up to the event and going, "Well, this isn't what I
This isn't what I want.
imagined."
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's, like, my one rule with my husband. I'm like, "If you don't help plan it, don't complain." Like,
Exactly.
when I go to the grocery store and I ask you, "What do you want?" And you say, "I don't know. I don't care." And then I get home and you go, "Well, did you buy cheese sticks?" I'm like,
Should
"No."
have come with me or
You
told me in
or
advance.
text me what you want. Like, so which he's pretty good. He's pretty good, but I set that rule real quick. I was like, "Wait, wait, wait, no."
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't help plan it, don't complain. So if you don't advise your band or tell them what you are looking for and what you want and help them help you, like, then of course they're not mind readers. Not just the band, none of your vendors are mind readers. If you're looking at
Exactly.
your florist and you say, "I don't know, do what you want," and then they show up with a bunch of purple flowers when you wanted pink, like,
Mhm.
no, none of us are mind readers. So
Yeah,
communicate what you want, over communicate, and don't assume that, we know what you want, because we don't know what you want.
absolutely.
Every bride and every groom is different.
Within reason, right? Because
Mhm.
if I have a bride that says to me, "I want my lead singer to be suspended from the ceiling upside down like Pink at the VMAs," I'm gonna go, "Okay, there are major limitations to this," right?
Yes.
So, within reason, ask for what you want, see what is available to you, and a good client-vendor relationship will meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah.
Something that works for both parties and
Mhm.
something that both people are happy with and that is within their scope of reality.
Yes, and if those are your expectations for your wedding, definitely communicate them, because
Yeah, I might not be the band for you
yeah,
in that case,
I don't know who
but I
exactly
might be
is,
able to
but
point you in the right direction.
yeah, for sure. How can couples incorporate multiple styles like jazz and pop and reggae, like, without feeling like disjointed?
Yeah, that's a question that we get a lot. And I would say naturally the flow of a wedding has different components, and those are excellent times to switch up the vibe. So if you the first thing that happens is guests arrive, and
Mhm.
that can feel a certain way. Like if you want it to be romantic, or if you want it to be like swanky and kind of old jazz feeling, like that's a good place to
Mhm.
put that. And then boom, switch it, turn it into romance for when you're walking down the aisle, right?
Mhm.
So that's a good place to put like beautiful ballads. Maybe it's a string quartet, maybe it's a harp, maybe it's a singer with an acoustic guitar,
Mhm.
whatever romance is to you during
Yeah.
that portion of it. And then, you move on to the cocktail hour. Now folks are getting drinks and they're saying hello to each other. They're seeing folks they haven't seen in a long time. It
Mhm.
should feel more upbeat, more lively. This is a
Yeah.
good place to put like jazz or some upbeat pop tunes or some mid-tempo feeling songs, or even this is where I tell my couples, like, if you have some really like deep cut obscure song that nobody's gonna know, but you absolutely need to hear it, this is a good time to put it in the cocktail hour when
Mhm.
folks are just feeling the vibe as
Yeah.
opposed to listening to the words, right?
Mhm. That's a good point.
Yeah. And then, you move on to the reception, and from there, it should be coming up in energy throughout the night.
That's why I tell a lot of couples who love, like, country music,
Hmm.
'cause I love country
Me
music,
too.
but it's not always danceable unless they do, like, some sorta, like, remix of it,
Correct.
and I'm like, "Put your cocktail, like, make that all country music because it's
Exactly.
great, like, background." Um, maybe the one bride who wanted sad music, we should have done that during
Just
cocktail
all
hour.
of the saddest
She's
possible
like, "I like Taylor
songs.
Swift and sad
We
music." I'm like
we're gonna landslide away. We actually recently had a couple that wanted country music top to bottom, the entire wedding, and we were like, "Are you sure?" They said, "We are so sure." And their friends were on board, and their families were on board, and these guys were just like country
Mhm.
music festival people. They wanted only to hear country music, and we literally did it.
Which, I mean, they say you can't dance to country music, but I'm like, I don't know, I've turned up at some Luke Bryan concerts.
Yeah, exactly. I can dance to anything. Yeah, give me a challenge.
I mean, I would get on the dance floor for some Jesus Take the Wheel.
Let's
Like, let's
go. Yeah.
go.
Something with like really memorable lyrics that you can
Yeah.
just like scream at the top of
Scream.
your lungs.
Yeah.
My body's gonna follow.
Yeah. I mean, I personally, yeah, I love country music. I would not be mad about it. But from a wedding planner perspective of crowd pleasers,
Hmm.
I've definitely seen the dance floor die down with country music.
Yeah, it's got to be the right country song or the right country crowd, right? Not
Yes.
everyone, usually, weddings are a blending of two different families, right? And no two families are the same.
Nope.
So you want to have some dimension to the
Yes.
music, right? Our country wedding that we did was awesome because both families were in alignment for that. They
Mhm.
both wanted to hear that, but it's not something we do often. It
Yeah.
was a very sort of niche particular thing that
Mhm.
our team is able to do
You're
because
like, all right, let's go.
we're gonna Cowboy Take Me Away, and we're gonna Morgan Wallen, and we're gonna Taylor Swift, and we're gonna do all of the great, things that nostalgic, feel good country that people
Mhm.
wanna sing along to.
Yeah.
And that was the kind of experience they wanted to have. So I said, if that's what you want and we're certain about this, we can do that.
Was it
And
good?
it was awesome. It was
Yeah.
probably one of my
Okay. The
favorite
crowd was
weddings.
there for it.
Oh, screaming.
Honestly, if those are the people in your crowd and you played, 80s pop, all of that stuff, like
Mhm.
you those people you would have lost.
You have to be really certain of who your crowd is, and you have
Mhm.
to know your families. And if you don't know what people want to hear, I would say ask them.
Mhm.
Like, send out an email or a text message to the people that matter to you most and say, "Hey, what are some songs that you'd love to hear?" Or
Yeah.
what are some songs that make you feel good that you'd love to be, incorporated into the wedding
Mhm.
if possible, within reason, of
Yeah.
course. Because the older crowd is gonna have something to say about that, and the younger crowd's gonna have something to
Yeah.
say about that, and we need to find a bridge in the middle where everyone gets to hear a little bit of what they want.
If you are playing and you are realizing like we're losing the crowd, how do you switch up? Like, you guys got a special wink to each other that it's like time to like, how do you handle that?
So one thing that is unique about our team is with every event, we bring a producer on site
Mhm.
that is responsible for communicating with the band and the planner. So there
Mm.
is a communication liaison between you
Oh,
and the
I love
client
that.
and the band. Exactly. It's usually me too. So I'm there and I can get on a microphone, which is called a talkback mic, that only the band can hear inside of their ears. So you don't hear my voice out on amplified on the speakers, but the band can hear me in their headsets basically.
Uh-huh.
And I let them know, hey, we're switching this up here, or we're adding a break and the DJ's taking over right now because maybe it's time to like turn up, you know what I mean? And the band is doesn't or they wanna hear, say, hip hop now, and the
Mhm.
band doesn't have that in their repertoire at that exact moment. Now is a good time for the DJ to let the band take a break, take over, get everybody back on the dance floor feeling good, and then we'll figure out transitionary songs for when we're heading back towards the band again.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
very helpful because the one time that I was saying that the band, was I wouldn't say that the band was bad. I don't know why the couple picked this band because I think they wanted just, like, your average like, your basic, just dance party vibes, they're later 20s, so a little bit of the nostalgia that you're talking about, and, this band was playing, like, a lot of jazz, like, a
Yeah.
lot of jazz, and it lost the crowd,
That's a buzzkill.
and it is a buzzkill,
Mhm.
and, I was trying to, like, "Hello?" Like,
Mhm.
"The bride's in the bathroom crying,
Oh,
so
no.
can we switch it up?" But, like, they just kept playing and playing, and
Yeah.
I was like, "How do I walk up to the lead singer in the middle of it?" And, like,
Yeah.
so I love that you have kind of like a
Yeah, we have someone who's gonna be in charge of moments like that, and
Mhm,
it's usually me on the team or one of my team of producers, and
gotcha.
honestly, that to me says that the band that they offered or that they went with was unaware and they weren't paying attention or that they didn't care, which goes completely against our ethos
I
as a
feel like they were
team.
just like, they seemed like such nice, genuine people,
Oh,
and I
they
was
could
just
be, but they a bad band. It
yeah.
happens, not every band is a good band. I'm not here to tell you, like, bands are amazing and it's the only way to go. The truth is you want a band that's good,
Mhm.
that makes sense for what you're looking for, and that is willing to work with you and play the kinds of things that you wanna hear.
Yeah,
Like, it's just so important.
it is very important. It is very important. Um, do you have, like, one memory of all your years that, like, stands out the most of, like, a wedding performance or one, like, I don't know, I know that's a really hard question, but do you have one, like, favorite?
I have a lot of, like, favorite couples that are just, like, they're there for a good time, and you feel, like, that love and that
Yeah.
good energy. There was one couple specifically that I remember that were, like they were so just cool,
Mhm.
like cool kids. I could only aspire to be as
As
cool
cool as
as
them.
they are, and they were, like, indie kids at heart, and the groom's, vision was for his first dance to walk into the room with a boombox over his head, and he
Mm.
wanted to be playing, "This Must Be the Place," by the Talking Heads, which my indie emo heart was like, "I love this is, like, my music," and in the music video, he walks in, with the boombox over his head. However, the intro to that song is very, very long before we get into, like, the meat and potatoes of the song. So we were trying to figure out how to make it so that it could feel, like, magical. Because in his
Mhm.
brain, he had a production,
Yeah.
and we were like, "Okay,
You're like, "How do we
let's
make this
figure this out." Yeah,
happen?"
let's make it an actual production. So he walks in with the boombox, and we're playing the song, actually, the actual recording of the song over our speakers, and it has sort of like a filter that makes it feel old, like it's coming through a boombox, and he's walking in, he's got the coolest dance moves that you've ever seen. He's just like a great dancer on top of being
Yeah.
cool. And his wife was loving it. She was just, like, eating it up, having a great time, and as soon as he puts the boombox down and he grabs her hand and he gives her a spin, and then our band picked up the song, which means we from where it was in the recording, our band started playing it live,
Oh, that's
and
so cool.
yeah, and we transitioned it, so as the live or the actual track is fading out, the band is fading in, and we had this, like it was like the stars aligned. This,
That's
like,
so
beautiful
cool.
moment. We started singing right then and then invited everyone to join them, and these kids were just screaming, like, "This must
Wait, was
be the
this the
place."
ceremony?
This was their first dance
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
in
okay.
their
Their
reception.
entrance, the reception. Okay,
Yeah, it
got it.
was yeah, I should have mentioned that. That was
Sorry,
probably a
when you
little
were like, as he
confusing.
was walking in, I'm picturing the ceremony aisle. I'm like,
Oh,
what?
you know what? I have another one that just occurred to me. I saw this for the first time. It's my favorite thing that I've ever seen during a ceremony. They did not have a ring bearer. They had a beer boy. Have you seen this?
I've
I
had
love
it.
this trend. Are you
The beer
liking this
boy.
trend? Is it annoying? Tell me
No,
everything.
it's not annoying. I'm mixed. I like it. It's for the right couple. It's not my
Okay.
thing. But for the right couple, if that's your thing, then yes, it's funny. I mean, I've had flower boys who are
Grown men?
full grown men in tutus throwing shots. I also had one throw a shot and the shot hit the lady
Oh,
in the
no.
head, and I was like, oh my gosh,
That's awful.
like lady taken out by a shot. So
Right, it's
if
gotta
you're
be the
doing
right
a beer
crowd.
or a shot boy, tell them to toss the shots.
Yeah.
Let's not chuck them at the crowd.
Yeah.
It's cute.
I love it.
It's fun. I personally, for me, my style, am more of like a traditional, and like the ceremony's more serious and like romantic.
Of
but
course, yeah.
that's just me. So it's fun. I'm a little like, when I see this chaos at the ceremony, it's funny because they always have like a slow romantic song for like the bridesmaids and the groomsmen to walk in, and then the music switches up and it's like some crazy song as the beer boys are doing their thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like
Back to the romance. Yeah.
like, well, this I was enchanted to meet you or whatever.
Oh, no.
And like now the bride's walking down. So I'm just like,
Yeah, it's the most romantic thing you've ever heard coming from the funniest thing
what
you've
is
ever
this
seen.
switch up? But like, I've had this at 2 weddings are on the top of my head. So I've had it at least twice. Both those brides were thrilled with the performance. So you know what?
Go on, honey. Yeah.
Go on.
Go on with your best self.
Go on. If it's your thing, love that for you. Let's do it. Let's do it.
This was a wedding in the Keys. So, it was appropriate.
Yeah.
It was kind of a laid back, like they weren't wearing shoes. We were partying
I
from the
almost
get.
got married in the Keys, but I wanted a black tie wedding. And I was like, if I do in the Keys, everyone's coming in flip-flops and sunglasses. So
Where'd you get married?
I got married at Bella Colina up in Montverde. It's like Claremont.
No, I don't know that one.
Yeah. Bella
Black
Colina.
tie. Fancy.
It was fancy.
I like fancy.
It was fancy.
I'm getting the aesthetic. I'm getting the feel.
I'll show you pictures.
I would love to see that. I did like an outdoor back when the farm style was like really, really in. I got married in 2017 or 18. I'm so bad at this. My husband's actually the one that's good at this.
I don't know when we got married.
But it was February 17th, 2018. That's when I got married.
Okay.
And it was awesome. Like it was a very like relaxed,
Yeah.
live feel, like
Nice.
lots of musical
See,
incorporation.
I like wanted more of the like traditional, like, like black tie, like formal, like wedding feel. And I'm so glad that I did, because I like, it was like princess wedding, But now that I like did that in my head, because I'm a planner, so of course I'm like, I'm going to have more than one wedding with the same guy.
Over and over again in my brain.
But like I'm like already, I'm like, is 5 years too early to plan a vow renewal? Like, do I have to wait till 10 years? But I'm like, that one, I'm like, that I want to do something like just fun and party, because
that's the part of being in this scene that's like we see the trends changing and we go, oh man, I wish I'd have thought of that,
Yeah.
If I could do it again, I would have done that, or I would have done this.
Because part of me feels like, I'm like, if I had just done like a very chill, laid back wedding, would I regret not having my like big formal like princess moment? Because I feel like I wanted that.
Yeah, you would have.
But
probably.
I had that. So now I'm like, the next one, let's like jump in the pool at the end. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go crazy.
I've seen brides do that. That's awesome. Like, I just love when people know what they want and it's authentic to them.
Yeah.
If it's authentic to you, you'll never regret it.
And that's all that matters.
And that's part of like the production part, like you were saying with the beer boy suddenly switching up the vibe. Like if that's authentic to you and you're gonna enjoy that and your family and friends are gonna enjoy that, I'm not gonna rain on your parade and make you do something different. I'm gonna help you produce that moment in a way that makes sense with our band and for like the most seamless possible transition.
I've had all sorts of things. I've had grooms with full-blown swords to cut the cake.
I'm sorry.
And Lord of the Rings. Yeah. The whole thing was like,
back it up.
They played like Lord of the Rings music, which honestly I've actually had like Lord of the Rings at a couple weddings, and the instrumental versions of, like, some of the
Yeah,
songs
I'm about it.
are really pretty.
Yeah.
I have never seen Lord of the Rings, but I was like, this is pretty, okay." Um,
Get me a Harry Potter bride. If you have one of those,
mm,
send her my way because
okay,
that's my bread and butter there.
okay, okay,
I'm a Harry Potter girly.
okay. Um, yeah, so, like, to each I mean, I've had all sorts of things, but I'm so here for it. I'm like, "You gonna cut the cake with a sword?" He had, like, long hair. He looked very like a medieval knight.
I love that.
Mhm.
On brand.
Go for it. And then they, like, smashed the cake in each other's face, and I was like, "Ugh." But
Well,
she loved it. I told my husband, "If you smash this cake in my face, like, immediate annulment." Like, not
yeah, no, I didn't have a cake at all at mine.
okay.
Yeah, it's like, "No, thanks. I'm not getting cake in my face."
Yeah, I was, like, dead serious, like, "Do not do this," and he did. He knew better.
But look, if you like
But
it and it makes you
she was
happy,
like, "I think it's so funny." Then there's, like, cake all over her. I'm like,
okay.
"Ok."
All right. If you like it, listen, who am I to judge or to tell you not to have fun at your own wedding?
That's
Do
all I
what you
want
want.
is everyone happy brides. That's
Mhm.
it. If she's happy, I'm happy, we're done. That's it.
That's right.
Happy brides. Okay, well, on the flip side of things, do you have any wedding day horror stories?
I do. I have a friend.
That was a quick, I do.
When you've been doing this for 18 years,
Yeah.
people do crazy things.
Mhm.
I have okay, one with a good ending is I walked in, we were setting up the band and I walked into the like girls changing room and the bride is literally on the floor in the fetal position crying and there's no one else around. I'm like, "Where is your maid of honor? Like, where is your planner?"
You're like, "This is above my pay grade."
Yeah, I'm walking in like, I don't know that I make enough money to deal with whatever's happening right now. But, I walked in and it turns out she was crying because her officiant double booked himself, and he was already at the other wedding and wasn't gonna marry them. Like, he wasn't gonna be there to sign papers to marry them.
But
This
that had her in the
poor
fetal
girl.
position?
I mean, she was like, "I just wanna get married." And I'm like, "Girl, you can get married later. Just have the party." But,
Yeah.
again, stars aligning, me and another person on my team at the time we were working with a different company, but it is now the founder of our company, Good Musicians, Philip.
Mhm.
We were on this gig together, and we're both ordained
There you
to
go.
yeah. And we were like, "You want to
Wow,
get
I should get
married?
ordained.
Get ordained. Listen, just in case, get ordained." I've seen it happen, and we said, "Hey, as long as you're willing to like throw any of the particulars out of the window, we we can get you married like right now." And I've never seen a more thankful person. I mean, she was just like, "I don't care." She's like, "This is my name. This is my husband's name."
Yeah. And can notaries do it?
I think it depends on the state. In the state of Florida, you can have a notary just put a
I was
stamp.
gonna say
But
some
who's gonna bring their notary stamp to your wedding, without being told in advance to bring their notary stamp, right? So, you don't need it notarized if you have an officiant that is, um, licensed in the state of Florida.
okay.
So it's either or, but not both. I learned, by the way. You can't have the officiant sign and the notary sign. They'll send the paperwork back and they'll have you choose between the two. So
Mm,
either it has to be one or the other, not both. But
gotcha.
anyway, so that was one of the horror stories. Another one that I can think of, and this was probably the worst thing I've ever seen in my life,
Uh-oh.
was a gig that an event that we were collaborators on. It wasn't an event that we had been contracted for. Another company, entertainment company, was the contractor, and they reached out to us to provide the live band portion, which was just kind of like for dinner and a little bit of the beginning of the dancing part. And they were going to take over with their DJs. They took care of everything else, and we agreed. And we arrive, and the first thing I hear is the best man was arrested last night, and we don't know where the groom is.
Oh gosh.
And then from beginning to end, it just gets worse and worse. And I don't know what sort of drugs this groom was on, but it was not the good kind, if there is such a thing. And it was a mess. It was a mess. By the end of the night, I ended up having to pull the band off of the stage. I couldn't, in good faith, like let them continue to perform because he got on stage and like, was just being reckless and
You're like, someone's
a
gonna get hurt.
liability. Like he was really close to the instrument, stumbling. stumbled into one of my female artists, and I
You're like,
couldn't put them
someone's
in
gonna
there.
get hurt, and
Exactly, and so I had to pull my big girl pants on and say, I have to make a big decision here, and I pulled them. I couldn't in good conscience, like, keep them on there.
yeah.
But, I mean, they never said anything about it,
Are
so
they still married today?
I have no idea.
Mm.
I I'm trying to put that out of my brain, not continue
Yeah.
looking for reasons to think about it, but it was an experience that I hope never happens ever again. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening to this podcast, be good on your wedding day. Try to
Don't
remember it.
don't do drugs,
Don't do drugs on
kids.
your wedding day. What
Yes.
you do in your personal lives is your business, but you have your whole families there. So, be
Yeah, I mean, that's even
be
with
good.
I mean, like, on a serious note with drinking, I mean, I try to tell all my couples, like, "Look, I like to have fun too.
Mhm.
Let's not get drunk before the ceremony, it's not cute. You're gonna
Mm-mm.
be beat red and sweaty for all your photos.
That
I've
you
seen
paid
it
so much
before,
money for.
and then you're not even gonna remember the day, and then who wants to end the night, like, puking? Like, it's just
Yeah, or arguing
it's not cute. Like,
or lost in the woods somewhere,
yes, like, it's just not it's not cute. I don't wanna say who, but someone in my family, they're at their wedding, like, the bride got in a fight with her in, like, a fist fight with her cousin, like, pulled her hair, the whole bit, and they've been married for over 30 years, and every time the wedding is brought up, guess what's brought up? That
Mhm.
altercation.
Yeah. That's
Not
unfortunate.
how much they love each other, how gorgeous it is, or which they've been married for over 30 years, obviously, like, it's a great marriage, whatever, but, like, I and it wasn't really the bride's fault, but anyway,
Oh, I've seen it, yeah.
it was the cousin's fault, but, like, just rambunctiousness, I'm like, "It's just not the day."
Yeah, just behave, be on your
Just we're
best
not in
behavior.
college anymore,
And
like
we're asking all of our friends and families to be on their best behavior.
yes.
To me, again, it's your wedding, you do whatever you wanna do, we're all adults here, and we can make decisions for ourselves and deal with the repercussions later,
Mhm.
but to me, I just think you're paying so much money and, you know, the stakes are high and you want
Yeah.
everything to look good and you want your people to have a great time. And part of that is being present
Yeah.
to ensure that it's all going smoothly. And I don't know, maybe again, I'm just a romantic, but like I want to remember my wedding. I want to remember
Yeah.
everything. And I do. In fact, I think this happens a lot with brides. You, put your drink down and then forget where you left it.
Yeah.
And then, 10 minutes later, you're looking for it, someone's already picked it up and cleaned
Yeah.
it, so you never actually end up being able to
Getting
get to drink.
drinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I had half of a glass of, like, wine until the after party, and then I was like, "Alright, here we go.
And then here we go,
We're
yeah.
turning up."
Yeah. And again, I'm all for, like, having fun, get a little tipsy or whatever at the reception if you want, but, like, sometimes they start mimosas at 8 a.m. and they're like
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, by ceremony time, it's like mimosa number 10, like, no.
Yeah, and day drinking is hard on your body. I mean,
Yeah, it's a long day.
maybe if you're 21 and you can do that, then kudos to you, and I'm jealous, but if I if I day drink, I need a nap, and,
Mhm.
like, 3
I need a
days to
nap without
recover.
day drinking. I don't I just need a nap. Anyway, if you had to give our listeners one piece of advice, what would it be? It could be aimed at brides, grooms, couples. Could be band related.
That's a good question. I would say ask a lot of questions, be intentional about what it is that you want, and communicate clearly those expectations. I mean, I sound like a broken record at this point. I've said it like 4 times, but it really is
Well, that means it's
it's
important.
important, yeah. And I would say find something that feels unique and particular to you and what you love that you'll go home remembering.
Mhm.
One example I have of this is I had a bride and groom where the couple was a pilot, and the venue did not allow for sparkler exits.
Mm.
And I was like, why don't you throw paper airplanes instead?
Cute.
And they did it. And it was so, so beautiful. The pictures are amazing. And
That is so
it's
cute.
authentic to them. So find something that makes sense for you and that is, you know, dream something big, dream something different.
I really like that, and the cleanup probably wasn't that bad.
Oh, no, no, no. It's better than sparklers. I can light things on fire, and then there's
Those
sticks
no mess
everywhere.
streamers that are the messiest things
Messiest thing
ever.
ever. Glitter? Oh.
One time I had the no mess streamers and don't ever use them. They're awful. But they were like a foil one and it had rained. So it was like on grass and the grass was like wet. And this venue was like, if you don't pick all of that up, like we're hard finding the bride and groom. And so I was like,
Oh,
so
no.
yeah, like the foil with the wet grass is like, I'll stick it. Oh my gosh.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. I don't really let that happen.
Well, you live, you learn.
Yes, you live and you learn. And I like the paper airplane idea. Well, anyway, thank you so much for joining. If people want to find you, book you, they need some good music for their wedding, which everybody does. So everybody listening needs to contact you. How do they do that?
So we are goodmusicians.live on Instagram, and my band is called The Details Band. So at goodmusicians.live or at The Details Band. You can also go on, the internet, www.goodmusicians.live.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see all of our entertainment collections there, as well as like videos of all of our bands. And yeah, we hope to hear from folks, and you just here for a good party and a good time, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
And real quick, where are you? What service locations? Like, where are you based?
so we are based in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, and
Okay.
we service basically anywhere. We would include some travel fees if we have to go elsewhere, but we've done things in California, we've do things in Chicago, we do things in Denver, so sort of all
So
over.
you're
But
open to
our bread
travel.
and butter is basically Palm Beaches, Jupiter area, all throughout the Keys, up and down the coast,
Okay.
and then over to the other side, Naples, Fort Myers as
Cool.
well. Sort of a South Florida.
South Florida, yeah, is
Yeah.
your home base. That's kind of same with me. It's like South Florida's home base, but
Yeah.
I have a wedding in Sedona next month. Like, I'll go anywhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just did one in DC a couple
nice.
of weeks ago. We do travel, but we do have a lot of events here down in South Florida. And so if you are, and actually South Florida is a very destination
Mhm.
sort of event area. So it's been great, and I'm excited to be a part of something
Yeah.
that's growing, and it's been fun, honestly. I can't
Yeah.
complain. So,
South Florida is a crazy wedding area. It's
I know it.
I feel like it's popular. Like, people who live here often get married here, and then people travel here for
Yeah,
weddings, so
absolutely. I think it's considered a destination wedding
yeah.
area. So
Mhm.
we live in a destination spot, which is, I
Yeah.
mean, fantastic. Exactly what we want, right?
Yeah,
And
it is. It is.
and we're the experts of this area as well. We
Mhm.
can tell you which places work, which places don't work,
Mhm.
which places are too hot during the summer, which places have indoor
All of them.
options. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go inside, ladies and gentlemen, for the
AC.
summer. Mhm.
We love good AC. So, all right, well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for
It was
having me.
so fun.